last 5 games. He leads the line, and Ross County also making 3 changes from last week where they drew at home with Hibs. Out go Brown, Ashworth and White. In come Phillips, Wapata and Kennett. They go with Jordan Amissa in the goal. Wright, Wapata, Tompkinson the back 3, Kennett and Campbell on the flanks. Randall, Nisbet and Chilvers the midfield. New signing Kieran Phillips up top alongside George Robeston, the academy product who made an impact against Hibs. Swung the cross in that ended with a penalty that earned them a late draw at home to Inform Hibernian. And Don Cowie looking for a big win against the odds here, his club's first ever at Ibrox, and the teams are just lining up on the pitch. Ross County in their away strip, red top, navy shorts, red socks. Rangers in their traditional light blue tops, white shorts and black socks. The referee is Stephen McLean. He's ready to blow the whistle, looks at his watch, and we're underway at Ibrox in the Premiership this Sunday. And County go back to Jordan Amissa, who immediately pings it up to the Rangers box, and Nsiala lets it bounce and it skips out for a goal kick. But you can see immediately Stephen Thompson, former Rangers striker, alongside me. County immediately trying to put,
one long ball. I was just wondering how long Simply the Best was going to go on for there. The game had started and it was still belting out from the speakers. I could hardly hear myself think. But anyway, yes, we're underway, and a sign of intention straight away from Ross County.
Celtic already 1-0 up against Motherwell. I think that's the must be the fastest Premiership goal of the season. So I've been told in my ear. 0-0 on the park here at Ibrox. Clinton Nsiala controls at the back, strides forwards, big switch of play out to the right hand side. It's a lovely switch, although good defending, backtracking from Robeston, the forward player, to get in front of Tierney. It's cleared only as far as Tavernier, halfway up County territory. Outside of the pass is well behind Yanis Hadji, and it's out for a throw-in on this near side. Rangers with a big win on Thursday night, and I think Philippe Clement, who like so many managers has had his grumbles with the schedule this season, just grateful that they don't have 2 massive games to come in a couple of weeks here in the playoff round, and it's more or less 1 game a week up until that last 16.
Yeah, he's enjoyed mentioning the game every 3 days. I think he's mentioned it in just about every single press conference that he's had, so he can put that one to bed for a while. Interestingly, Hadji looks as though he's starting out in the left and Egeman going more central with Dessers, which wasn't the case on Thursday evening. Egeman was in the left and Bayrami played centrally, but it's going to be Hadji out in the left.
49 seconds that goal for Daisen Maeda for Park for Celtic, confirmed as the fastest in the league this season. 2 minutes played, goalless at Ibrox. Ross County as well, looking as though it's Eli Campbell who's tucking in at left centre half rather than pushing out to left wing back, and Connor Randall playing right wing back maybe instead of in midfield, the captain, as County get a throw in the Rangers half. And although Ross County in good form, 1 defeat in their last 6, they're now only 5 clear of St Johnstone at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a concern for them, there's no doubt about that, but you know, when you look at the league table, they're only a point behind Dundee, 2 behind Kelly, they're only a couple ahead as well, so it's very tight.
Ball in from Randall, and it was just too far in front of Robeston, but promising from County. Butland lets it run and passes out to Tavernier in a more familiar right back berth this afternoon after his stint at centre back. Still managed to get an assist on Thursday night from that position. And wonderful cross for
really good ball.
Raskan's header. Tierney nudges it to Nico Raskan in midfield, who's having a stellar season for Rangers, his best yet. In the blue of Rangers, here's Nsiala just in the County half, touches it with the outside of the left boot, rolls it to Jefte, left flank, low cross into Dessers, controls it, moves away from goal though. It's a heavy touch, and Tompkinson nudges him out the way and clears it up the line, headed forward by Nsiala towards Dessers. Randall claims he was shoved, and Stephen McLean, the referee, agrees, and Ross County will get a free kick.
Oh, it was quite theatrical from Randall there. I didn't think it was that big a touch from Dessers, but Stevie McLean bought it. Clever play from Randall though. I mean, Ross County will just try and kill the game whenever they can, take the sting out of it, take as long as they want with set plays, and when the ball's dead, just try and extend the amount of time in the game before Rangers score a goal.
Well, Amissa goes long, but again it's too long with the goal kick. Needs to take a pace or two off that.
It's poor. I mean, you're just giving the ball straight back to Rangers. Rangers are going to have so much possession of the ball today. It's got to show a wee bit more bravery on the ball, Ross County.
It looks like Akil Wright is playing at the base of midfield for Ross County, centre half. I've not seen him play that position before, but I could well be wrong. Here is...
He's maybe just dropping in.
Yeah, certainly a presence in there. Jefte closed down by Josh Nisbet, and it spins for Nsiala at the back. Square for Shooter. Good to see him back on the pitch. Returned on Thursday night off the bench, but out for 12 games. The groin issue after coming off against Spurs in the Europa League in December. Good for Rangers, good for Scotland hopefully, with the Nations League playoff to come against Greece.
Such a great start to the season, John Souttar. He really did. One of Rangers' best performers in the early part of the season, and really unlucky to get the injury when he did, but great to see him back.
There's Diamonde going down the left flank. Goal last week against United. Gets it into Hadji, and then Hadji slides one down the left hand side of the box, and Jeff do the low cross, really well defended by Nisbet. The midfielder getting back and doing his defensive work and turns it behind for a Rangers corner. 5 played, 0-0.
Yeah, it was good play, good combination between Hadji and Jefte down the left hand side. Jefte getting to the byline, he did have a cut back on for Dessers, just couldn't find it. Knocked out for the corner.
And Ross County will not want to give up a goal from a set piece, certainly. Yanis Hadji prepares to take, raises the right arm, strides forward, hooks it in with the left foot. It's curling away from goal. Raskin with a free header, blocked and then cleared by Akil Wright. He's not the man you expect to pop up in the middle of the box with a header, but
he's not. But I mean, the marking from Ross County is absolutely abysmal, and Raskin should do a lot better than he does. You know, they've gone man for man in there and marked up, but for some reason Raskin had escaped everybody's attention, and he's only 11 yards out when he makes connection with that ball. He should have probably got it. It probably was going on target, but he didn't get enough pace behind the header. But poor marking from County.
Yeah, I say you don't expect him to pop up in the box with a header. He did it on Thursday night,
yes,
of course,
exactly, yes.
With a very well taken one at the back post, but that was just his second Rangers goal, first for 18 months or so. And here's Jefte on the halfway line, gives it inside to Nsiala. He was ineligible to play on Thursday night, not in the European squad. I'm sure he will be when it's re-registered for the next round. Forward for Diamonde, controls it with the left foot. Lovely control. Shimmies on the right touch line. Tries to skip away from a challenge, but doesn't quite manage it. But it's come back off him, and it'll be a Ross County throw-in. I think on the far side, it remains Rangers 0, Ross County 0.
Yeah, County, as I mentioned, just desperate to kind of take this thing out of the game. So far, they've not really managed to string together 3-4 passes. It's one thing you need to do when you come to Ibrox is be brave on the ball.
Rangers with just one defeat in their last 10 games in all competitions. That was the late one at Old Trafford, which promised to get a draw right at the end, and gutted they didn't manage it. But their form has been trending positively. Just need to eradicate some of the spilled points on the road. Did well to come from behind at Tannadice last week. It's headed forward towards Dessers, won by Wright. Jefte, as it bounces, looks for Dessers in behind, intercepted, then Randall's robbed by Jefte, and he pulls his shirt blatantly. And Conor Randall is an early casualty in terms of the bookings. It was as blatant as you will see.
Yeah, not what he needs so early in the game either, Conor Randall. It was good play from Jefte. Randall had just taken a touch and had no idea that Jefte was bearing down on him. He nicked it off him, and then shirt pull's so blatant. Stephen McLean, no option but to give him the yellow.
Yeah, Ross County captain, and then Czerny tries to take it quickly to Dessers. He made a really clever run, but the referee wasn't happy because he was going over to have a word with someone as it was taken. So Rangers will have to retake this free kick, which is just about halfway up Ross County territory, almost in line with the left-hand side of the box. Czerny's going to deliver with a left foot, curls to the back post. Dessers goes up, it's over everyone, and hits off Wapata, who just manages to readjust it, put it out for the throw-in rather than conceding the corner. But the flag, I think, has gone up for an offside anyway.
I think the flag, well, as we're so used to seeing the flag going up a wee bit late, but it was actually a decent ball in from Czerny. I think it might have been Souttar that just goes out touch early. But again, you know, you see County just taking their time.
Yeah, just trying to take the sting out of the game. The last team to keep Rangers from scoring was Kilmarnock at Rugby Park way back on the 20th of October. So even some of the strong teams Rangers have played in Europe haven't managed to keep them out. That's County's task, or part of it certainly. Here at Ibrox this afternoon, it is goalless after 9 minutes. Dessers combines with Igman, and then Igman puts one in behind for Diamonde to chase after. Eli Campbell gets back, goes to a miss of the goalkeeper, who clears it first time with a right foot. It bounces and goes out for a Rangers throw on the far side.
Excellent link-up play between Dessers and Igman there. Dessers with a wee knockdown in the chest, then the 1-2. Igman was a bit rushed, I felt, with the final pass through.
Jefte controls on the left touchline into Igman, and then back to Raskan, burrows round and goes to Suter in the centre circle. Interesting that Dessers-Igman partnership almost preferred again by Philippe Clement. Czerny comes in off the right hand side looking for the shot on the left foot, passes it, it's deflected, half cleared by County. Diamonde has it though. Raskan to his midfield partner Diamonde, tries to force it through back to Raskan. It takes a nick and breaks for County. And now Noah Chilvers can stride forward, and he's got a bit of space here as he strides up to the halfway line. He's over the halfway now with a pass to Nisbet on the right hand side. The little Australian comes in field and lays it back to Connor Randall. Square for Akil Wright in the centre circle, and then across to Campbell, back to Opata. Missed the Hibs game with a little knock back in the side. Barnsley low knee from Poland. Nisbet jigs forward, tries to hold off Hadji. Low centre of gravity, Nisbet, and he's done really well, but he needs a bit of support, and his pass for Wright was a bit under hit, but his teammate makes the most of it, and County eventually forced back to a miss of the goalkeeper. Forwards, Phillips on the chest, looked too late to Nisbet, breaks for Chilvers in his own half, tries forward, Dessers tracks back, puts him under pressure, and the pass cannons off a Rangers player, and now Rangers spring forward. Czerny touches it past Campbell, but good pace from the defender to get back, and goes back to his goalkeeper. 11 played, Rangers 0, Ross County 0 on BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
That was Ross County's best spell in the game so far. Not getting too far up the pitch, but actually putting together, say, 7, 8, 9 passes, looking more comfortable.
Raskan forward for Igman. Good tackle from Tompkinson. And Diamonde across to Jefte. Hadji, left touchline. A few rumours about his future, but he's been a big part since coming back into the Rangers fold. Here he is. Lays it to Nsiala, then across to Suter. Takes a lovely touch and then strides into the Ross County half, and this is where he's so good. John Suter up to the edge of the box, still going, and then he has it taken off his toes, but that's what he can bring you. That pace and power and ability on the ball. Probably should have released it a bit sooner, but
yeah, it was actually really good play from Kieran Phillips, the striker. Followed them all the way back, and as much as it was a good run by Suter, the striker tracked him all the way in and eventually nicked it off his toes.
Chilvers for Phillips, for Ross County, and then Nisbet, who's getting into some good areas. Here he comes towards the edge of the box. He's got support from Randall, pass isn't the cleanest, but Randall will get it just next to the right touchline, goes back to Akil Wright, first time ball to Nisbet. Nisbet going backwards, and then he is tripped, is he, by Raskan? He is, according to the referee Stephen McLean, and Ross County have a free kick in a dangerous position towards the right corner of the box.
Yeah, it's a great position. I think just as he was about to make the pass, I think Raskan just clipped his heel. Philippe Clement wasn't happy, but I think it is a foul and a brilliant opportunity for them to put the ball into the box, probably only 22, 23 yards out on the angle.
Don Cowie takes a swig of water. These are the sort of situations they'll have prepared for in the week, the moments you really want to try and take advantage of if you can. If you're Ross County, coming to a stadium like this, and Noah Chilvers is going to take this for the visitors. The referee's whistle goes, and Chilvers swings it in with the right foot. Dangerous ball to the back post, and no one really gets a touch in it in the end, and that was begging to be attacked by a Ross County player.
What a ball it is from Chilvers into the box. A superb ball, and you're right. I mean, I think 2 or 3 tried to throw themselves at it, probably just inches away from getting a touch on it at the back post, but what a ball in.
Those are the ones you dreamed of.
Yeah,
Tomo.
exactly, indeed. Well, it's a very similar type of ball to the one you see Tavernier put in so often into such a dangerous area. Ross County just couldn't get a body on it.
Here's Czerny. goes for the cross from deep to the left foot. Hagi's made a run, first time across goal and on target. And Amissa had to get down low and react to make the save, but then the flag goes up against Ianis Hagi anyway.
He goes, I mean, I'm not even sure if he goes for the shot there, but for me he's got to square it. Dessers was beside him, it wouldn't have counted obviously anyway. I don't even know if he was going for a shot, he maybe just didn't quite get it as well as he wanted, but it was a fabulous pass from Czerny. He'd obviously just gone a wee bit early.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland. We're at Ibrox, Rangers 0, Ross County 0. If you're just tuning in and looking for Motherwell against Celtic, that is on FM, and you'll find it on BBC Sounds as well. We're also on BBC Sounds and at the BBC Sports Scotland website as well. Celtic 1-0 up, Tyson Maeda after 49 seconds. As Ross County come forward here, it's Noah Kennett, and he tries to stab it into the path of Nisbet, but it's way beyond him and goes behind for a Rangers goal kick. Jack Butland rolls it out and prepares to take, and Jack Butland back between the sticks for Rangers again. Had question marks over his form of late. Obviously had that time out injured, but
yeah, makes the mistake down obviously at Old Trafford, and then the
St
goal
Mirren as well, the penalty.
Yeah, and the goal actually here that Union scored Thursday didn't cover himself in glory, but there's no doubt he's a top keeper.
Here's Czerny on the right hand side, stretching his legs, right outside of the box, floats the ball in. Has that taken a nick?
Yeah,
it has,
corner.
And it's a corner to Rangers over on the far side. 15 minutes played, not too many chances for either side.
No, it's not been I would say the most entertaining game I've ever watched so far, but Ross County need to just be a wee bit more clever here with their marking. Obviously got away with one in the last corner with the free header for Raskin.
Yeah, and it's Tavernier over on the far side. He's ready to take in front of that away end. Right footed, it's high, edge of the 6-yard box. Good goalkeeping. Jordan Amissa comes through, a ruck of bodies really in. Takes it cleanly, and then
I think the ball went out behind the goal.
Yeah, I wondered what they were signaling for.
Yeah, I think it swirled out before it came back in, but it was a good take from Amissa anyway, and it's nothing better when you're defending a corner than seeing your goalie come and take the ball. Takes the heat off everybody.
Yeah, good goalkeeping from Jordan Amissa, preferred to Ross Laidlaw in goals for Ross County in recent times. Started, well, this is his 8th start on the spin as he goes long with the goal kick. Nsiala's header comes off striker Phillips, and Ken is in there, but Rangers have it. Dessers tries to lay it to Czerny, intercepted by Campbell. Good feet from the defender, plays it forward to Kennett, who opens the pitch up and gives it, but it's heavy for Robeston, and it goes out for a throw into Rangers in line with their own penalty area. Just a bit slack from Kennett. That's a couple where he's done well initially in the position he was at and then just overhit the pass.
Yeah, the wee spin was decent from him. I think, who was it, on the left hand side, they had their back to him when he goes to play it, and then just a kind of bit of misunderstanding really more than anything else.
Here's Hagi in his own half, gives it to Nsiala. Big diagonal to the right hand side for Czerny. Lovely touch with the outside of the left boot from Václav Czerny. He's at the corner of the area looking to take on his man, comes in on the left foot. He's so dangerous here. Václav Czerny saved by Amissa and turned in by Ianis Hagi, and Rangers have the opening goal. Hagi pounces, but it was that man Václav Czerny doing what he does best, jinking in off the wing, getting a shot on target, and Hagi was there to tuck in the rebound and make it Rangers 1, Ross County 0.
Well, how many times have we seen that from Czerny cutting in from the right into his left foot? He gets the shot away. Goalkeeper, I think, can do better. He palms it out into the middle of the 6-yard box, and Hagi was sharpest first onto it, tuck it away from only a couple of yards. And Don Cow will be raging, because I can guarantee you he would have worked on Czerny cutting in, and they'll know that's what he wants to do on his left foot, but they allowed him to do it. And when he comes in, he gets the shot away. Goalkeeper still got to do a lot better for me, and the easiest of finishes for Hagi.
Yeah, they're checking for possible offside, but it's going to stand, so Hagi is good to go, and it is second goal of the season for Ianis Hagi, the first coming against Celtic in that 3-0 win here. And I know it's easier said than done, Stephen, but you know, when you're marking Václav Czerny, don't let him get it on his left foot, show him down the line. Surely I know
that's the information you need to know. But I remember when we were when I was playing with St Mirren, and Lee Griffiths, I think, was probably at Hibs at the time, and Danny Lennon always said, don't let him inside, don't let him inside. all this work, all this preparation all week, and I think he scored in about 5 minutes, cutting in his left hand side with a shot. So you know he's going to do it, that's the thing, but sometimes it's harder to mark than you think.
Yeah, Hagi gets a foul here as Ross County thought they were breaking towards the edge of the Rangers box. Well, Iron Robert made a career of cutting in on a foot and just banging it in the top corner.
Yep.
But it's certainly effective. Václav Černý, who's having a stellar season himself, 20 for goals and assists combined, 13 goals, 7 assists, as Tomkinson plays that off the park, and Rangers have a throw-in. Hagi backwards to Jefte and to Nsiala, across to John Souttar. Souttar with a couple of touches, no pressure on the ball from Ross County, and it's forward for Nsiala, looks up and forward, lovely pass for Dessers, who's in the middle of midfield. Now Igmanu wriggles out of one challenge and then is dispossessed. Raskin has it again though, and now it's Hagi, left hand side, early cross, that's overhit, and it'll go all the way through. Will Černý keep that in? He will, right next to the right hand corner flag, puts in a couple of shimmies and step overs, and then a lovely reverse down towards the edge of the box. Then Igman with a shot just off target. Černý again at his creative best.
Really good play from Černý, picking the ball up near the corner flag, cutting in, looks as though he's going to go on his left foot, this time chops it onto his right, has a brilliant pick out, cut back to Igman just at the edge of the box, and it's a difficult one for him to take and keep down. Flashes over the bar.
Yeah, Rangers though looking menacing, having scored, and this is, you know, what Ross County have to do is potentially ride the storm, and you have to stay in the game. I was here for the St Johnstone game a few weeks ago now, and St Johnstone basically gifted Rangers 3 goals, and
yeah, but you have to say that goal's a cheap goal to give away, and that'll be the source of frustration for Don, you know, because Rangers haven't really created that many big opportunities, and what are we now, 22 minutes into the game, and that's got to be a big frustration for him. The cheapness of that goal makes it a long afternoon now.
Yeah, Rangers 1, Ross County 0, live on Sportsound. Ianis Hagi with the opening goal, and now here he is. Can he control it in the box? He can.
Oh, Cinderella. Deary me, we've all been there. It was a wonderful pass from John Souttar out to this left hand side. Hagi in acres of space, but goes to take the touch and hits his shin out for the goal kick.
I like that one, Cinderella.
There's plenty. Shiniesta.
Yep. I think your dish comment was making the headlines as well the other night. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. You cannot beat a wee bit of film quotage and commentary.
Here's a misser. County goalkeeper plays it long with the right boot, and it's controlled by Robeston. The forward for Ross County goes back towards the halfway line, square for Akil Wright. County a goal behind, and Wright goes backwards to Wafata, goes diagonal to the right hand side. Randall challenges, but Jefte wins it, only for Tomkinson, the County defender, to pick up, and he shows too much of it to Ianis Hagi. Brilliant challenge, and now Dessers has it. He's striding forward towards the edge of the box. Motherwell have equalised against Celtic, 1-1, and here is Diamonde, edge of the area. Can he get the shot away? Tries it, deflected, and now it's with Randall in his own box, and he clears with the right foot. Nsiala wins it. Nisbet controls on the chest. A little tug from Raskin, play on, and Chilvers has it just over halfway now. Nisbet, and there's space here for County if they can move it quickly. Nisbet behind Chilvers, and they don't take advantage of the space that was opening up on the far side.
He's got to drive with the ball. I mean, he picks the ball up in space, just drive forward with it and commit.
Nice pass into Kennett, about 25 yards out, but it's a loose touch and Rangers win it. And now here's Černý, jinking in the middle of the field into traffic, but he offloads it to Raskin nicely. And then the pass for Hagi, the goal scorer, in his own half in front of his manager, Philippe Clement. And you felt it was a big week for him, getting that European qualification, just to give him something tangible. Obviously won the League Cup last season, but a real marker of achievement for the Belgian. Here's Hagi, left-hand side, low pass infield to Dessers, back to goal, tries to flick it round one. He's been held by the Ross County defender, Igman. Play on, and the Rangers fans are furious at the play that is going on, but Steve McLean is now telling, has he given the decision there?
Yeah, I think he might have given it. Yeah, I mean, it did look like Dessers was being held. He took a touch and spun round the defender. I think it was Lopata, and it looked like he was being held 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but I think he's given the free kick, and this is 100% James Tavernier territory.
Yeah, 20 yards, 22 yards out, fairly central, but more towards the left-hand post, which gives Tavernier an angle with the right foot. And it was Armstrong, one of Motherwell's new signings, that got that equaliser at Fir Park, so things looking good for Rangers right now, because they lead Ross County by a 1-0. Still a long way to go in both games. That Celtic Motherwell game at Fir Park is on FM if that's what you're looking for. And there's a bit of a committee forming here. 4 of them round this free kick for Rangers. Tierney, Diamonde and Hadji as well. Diamonde has walked away, and Ross County have nearly everyone back in one of the biggest walls you'll see.
Yeah, 7-man wall.
And
not sure Josh Nisbet's going to do much in there right
no, he's just standing on the end a yard away, kind of just yeah, maybe the draft excluder, but even then it's Tierney who is currently over it. Tavernier's striding backwards, but
strange.
Tierney is going to go. Oh no, it's going to be Hadji with the right foot, deflected and in! Yanis Hadji has a second. Rangers have a second, and it's cruise control at Ibrox for the home side. Yanis Hadji, well, he'll celebrate. He didn't celebrate much because that was all down to the wicked and rather cruel deflection that wrong-footed Amissa. But nonetheless, it is Rangers 2, Ross County 0.
Yeah, I mean, he hits the free kick well. It's going into the wall, comes off. I don't know who it came off somebody's head and spun wickedly past the Ross County goalkeeper. It was going in target, so it will be credited with the goal, but I think you can safely say that is game over, 26 minutes in.
Yeah, and Don Cowie out on the edge of his technical area. It's a bit of a nightmare start for them, brilliant start for Rangers, whose impressive home form looks set to continue, as the free kick is given away by Kieran Phillips on the edge of the Rangers box. And it's a difficult task now for Ross County.
Yeah, Don Cowie just down speaking to the fourth official, Duncan Nicholson. I think he felt as though it wasn't a foul in the lead up to the goal. It certainly took a wee bit of time for Stephen McLean to eventually award the free kick, and that's obviously what's led to the second goal going in.
Yep. Well, Rangers. It's a good tackle there from Akil Wright, and Kieran Phillips has done well to nip in ahead of Inciala. Right hand side for Ross County, tried to go down the line, but Jefte with a good challenge, and it comes back off the Ross County man, and Rangers throw in. But Rangers not lost a game in the Premiership this season, or in any competition, I don't think. It's given away here. Chilvers, right hand side of the box. Can County hit back? Byline. Cross well defended by Inciala. Blocked behind for a corner. Just a couple of sloppy moments so for Rangers.
Yeah, a couple of wee slack passes, and on that occasion Chilvers picked it up, drove for the byline. He's looking for the cutback, but Inciala does well to get back. But corner kick to defend for Rangers.
And that'll be in the mind of Philippe Clement. He doesn't want his players to think the job is done at 2-0 so early on. A couple of loose passes, and Ross County have won a corner, and they'll look for a response here. It's Chilvers to take on this near side in front of the main stand at Ibrox. Right-footed, curled to the back post, and there's a header on target, and Butland holds it comfortably enough in the end. But that's a chance for Ross County.
Yeah, I mean, it's an out-swinging ball, and I think it's Akil Wright that eventually gets the header. It's a decent enough header down low. Wasn't quite in the corner, and Jack Butler showed good hands to get it.
Here come Rangers now. Tierney, right hand side of the box, goes to the byline, then chops back, and then it's a toe poke away by Roviston. Tavernier with the throw in. Tierney back towards his own goal, now turns and faces, drives forward, gives it to Igman, and back to Diamonde, who's coming in towards the middle of the pitch. Igman, not the best touch, and Rangers have it again though. Tavernier.
2 or 3 from Igman, just a wee bit slack, a bit sloppy. It happened to him on Thursday night in the second half. I felt as though his ball retention was really poor. He's trying things all the time, wee tricks, and trying to be fancy in the ball, and inevitably was giving it away a lot, and it certainly seems to be a pattern that's followed into the start of this half.
And Celtic have restored their advantage. 1 goal advantage at Fir Park. Adam Idah has scored, so it's Motherwell 1, Celtic 2, 11th of the season for Adam Idah, growing into that central striking position now in the last couple of games with Kyogo away. Here come Rangers. Suter forward for Nsiala. Nsiala looks up. He always tends to look forward, although as I said that, he turns backwards under a bit of pressure.
Nothing sure up.
Here is Suter along the grass. Fizz pass for Igman behind Černý, but he retrieves it, and then he's fired it in behind for Diomande. He's made a brilliant run. He's got it on the byline. High, hanging across to the back post. Jefté makes a run and does really well to fire a left-footed strike at an awkward height on target, but Amissa makes the save relatively comfortably.
Yeah, it wasn't the best ball in from Diomande, but Jefté made it a ball by forcing his way into the box at the back post. Probably could have taken a touch, but goes with a bit volley first time. It's never really going to test the goalkeeper. Simple save.
Yep, simple enough for Jordan Amissa. I wonder if he'll have any regrets about the first goal. Kind of pushed it out to where Hagi was. Here's Černý, heads it back to Tavernier, the Rangers captain, moving towards 500 appearances for the club. Nsiala now for Jefté. Back to Nsiala. Rangers in complete control, leading 2-0. Hagi with a tap in for the first from Černy's saved shot, and then a deflected free kick. Made it 2. Here's Černý. Dessers gets it back, right hand side of the box. Cross in. Igman makes the run across the near post, but it's defended by County, out for a throw in on the far side.
Every time he gets the ball, he looks as though he's going to create something. Černý, a good match so far.
County win it in midfield. Akil Wright, heavy touch. Dare I say a centre-back's touch in the middle of the park, but he gets away with it. Out to Robeston, who stretches his legs down the left-hand side. Tavernier gets back, and Raskin helps out. Just doing the dirty work, Nico Raskin, so well.
He's had a brilliant 2-3 months in the heart of the midfield for Rangers. Really is so energetic, sees danger. He's been one of Rangers' best performers, without doubt.
Yeah, I think he made the most tackles and interceptions of any player in the Europa League phase.
Good statage, Thomas.
Thank you. Here's Chilvers, left-hand side of the box for Ross County, who need to spark themselves into life here. They have had the ball in some decent positions, but have lacked the final ball a couple of times, although a couple of decent set pieces. It's intercept by Akil Wright, but breaks for Černý, who was looking for Dessers. He's going to find him. I think it skips off the now greasy surface as the rain comes down at Ibrox and the skies darken. Jefté into the middle of the pitch. Arrowed pass to the right corner of the box for Černý. Černý takes on Wright, then looks to deliver the cross, but Akil Wright has blocked it. Černý picks it up again and comes back into the area, gets onto the left foot, low shot, straight at Amissa. Černý, a player who, his numbers are tremendous this season, so productive, but he can flip in and out in games at times, but he's certainly in this one.
Yeah, he's been brilliant so far. 31 minutes in, again this time chopping onto that left foot, goes with the shot. I felt as though he could have crossed options in the box, but hits the low shot straight at the goalkeeper.
And that's long from Ross County. Kieran Phillips can't really control it, but it's only as far as Nisbet in terms of Rangers defending the situation. Here's Randall, right hand side, little pass to Phillips. Lovely combination stuff from Ross County as they pop it about on this right hand side. Look to try and get it into the box though. Randall touch inside, but it's too heavy, and Raskin wins the duel, and then it's given away cheaply, and Akil Wright sends it back, flicked by Chilvers to the edge of the area. Nohan Kenny goes in, but it's headed away by Suter. Akil Wright prevents it from reaching Igman, and it's all very frantic, and back to the County goalkeeper Amissa, who shells it long again. It comes down from a long way. Suter watched it all the way in, heads it to Diomande, who goes up to halfway and lays it to Černý. Looks up the check and runs across the pitch into the centre circle. Forward pass is not a great one, and then Tompkinson gives it to Wapata, and now to Randall. Randall looks up and goes long again, and headed away by Nsiala. I'm rather surprised that if County are going to go long, which they seem to do,
they don't have Jordan Wright on. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Kieran Phillips looks a good enough size, but they have been awfully direct with a lot of their passes, especially from defence and from the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's certainly tall enough, Kieran Phillips, but he's quite, rangy, slight. Jordan White, a bit more ballast up there, but he's on the bench. I'm sure we'll see him at some point.
Yeah, no doubt.
Here's Tavernier, takes it forwards into the centre of the pitch, goes across to Nico Raskin. Raskin to Jefte on the left-hand side now. Down the line to Hadji. 2 goals to his name already this afternoon. 34 minutes on the clock. 2-0 Rangers. Here's Igman. Shuffles it to Diamonde, then Raskin to Tavernier, middle of the pitch, then into Dessers, edge of the box, works the space on the left foot, shot deflected. Randall heads it up and only as far as Hadji on the left-hand side of the box. Good touch and spin, and gives it to Jefte, and then infield to Raskin. Raskin looking for Czerny, but lays it to Diamonde, and then out to Hadji on the left-hand side. Low cross, cut out by Randall, behind for another Rangers corner.
Yeah, Rangers just probing, moving the ball side to side, looking for an opening. It comes out to Hadji on the left-hand side, and he goes to swing a low cross into the front post. Randall does actually really well to block it, but corner to defend for County.
And Yanis Hadji gets ready to take, and Rangers looking to, well, completely kill this game off before half-time if they can. Here's Hadji, left-footed delivery, edge of the box, header low, and then it's turned into the back post by John Souttar. Rangers have scored, and they have got the 3rd goal that surely kills this game as we hit 35 minutes, and Ross County don't defend a set piece, and Rangers profit to the fullest extent. Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
Yeah, another really, really poor goal to lose from Ross County's perspective, and it's Raskin, unbelievably, probably the 2nd smallest player on the pitch, with the initial header. It goes to the back post, it's going to go past the post, but John Souttar, acting like a striker, sniffing the danger, and he's at the back post to tap high into the roof of the net, and it was game over at 2-0, but it's most definitely game over now.
Indeed, the first goal of the season for John Souttar, and a lovely way to celebrate his return to the starting team for Rangers. And in the background, the officials are happy with everything to do with that goal. So it is Rangers 3, Ross County 0. 36 is what the clock reads on the big screens at Ibrox, and this feels a bit familiar to the St Johnstone game here. Another side who were struggling at the bottom, who came and were 3 down by 25 minutes. It's kind of the worst possible outcome for Don Cowie and his team, and rather demoralising because there's a long way to go, and they're not, it appears, going to get their 4th straight away win.
And it's now 12-0 in aggregate in the 3 games between the side this season. That is pretty frightening.
Yeah, 6-0 at Hampden, 3-0 in Dingwall, although 3-0 was probably a wee bit harsh on them in Dingwall,
but it was the scoreline.
It was, you're right. Butland passes it out the area to Nsiala. Nsiala touches it in front of him. Phillips makes a challenge, but Nsiala gets rid of the ball just in time. He has it back now and goes across to Jack Butland, who comes out his box to get that one and gives it to John Souttar.
The one bonus is that a large percentage of the support will leave before the end of the game, which means the traffic shouldn't be too bad after the game.
Always thinking about yourself, Tom. Here's Justin Nisbet, who barrels away from Dessers, who's about twice his size, but lost out in the end. Diamonde marching forward. Igman tries to slip it into the box, and it hits off Noah Kennett, and Ross County can clear. And Rangers so comfortable, and they'll be looking to pile on the misery. Jefte collects on the left-hand side, tries to beat Nisbet, does beat Nisbet. Low pass, Dessers was free at the back post, doesn't find him, and it skips away over to the far touchline. Now Tavernier, infield to Raskin. Rangers in the mood now. Lovely touch from Diamonde, looking for Dessers again. Ross County intercept, and there was a flag raised there, and Ross County can breathe again.
It was brilliant from Jefte on the left-hand side, nicking past Nisbet to the byline, flashes it across the face of goal. You think Dessers going to just tap it in, but I think it was Tompkinson who just got a wee tiny flick on it, took it away from Dessers. But yeah, County, I mean, you're 3-0 down at Ibrox, 40 minutes on the clock. It is a horrendous position to be in, and they've really offered precious little as an attacking force.
Raskin looks for Hadji in behind. Randall's running back, but he won't make it. Hadji will. Left-hand side of the penalty area. He's in the box now, Hadji. Takes it to the byline, low cross. Dessers is there. Contact with a strike that wasn't clean. And Amissa scrambled across and dives on it.
Wonderful pass out to Hadji in the left-hand side. Goes to the byline again. Cuts it back again. This time Dessers doesn't get a great contact on the ball with his left foot. Slight block from Tompkinson and an easy enough save in the end for Amissa and goal.
Yeah, Ross County just a bit flat. They don't appear like a team who really believe that they can, you know. Well, they're not going to do anything now, but you know what I mean, when it was goalless.
Well, you've got to, I mean, the thing is, the first goal's the killer, because that sets the tone, and it's such a cheap goal to lose, and from that moment on, you know, it's going to be a long way back into the game, 2 and 3, and it's just such a long afternoon. I've been in a situation myself for Dundee United and for St Mirren here at Ibrox, and it's not enjoyable. I have, however, been in the pitch for Rangers in this situation. I can guarantee it is thoroughly enjoyable.
You're thinking goals and goals. But Ross County have a free kick, about 15-20 yards inside the Rangers half. Chilvers is going to take it from deep, curls it with the right foot. It's a lovely bending ball, but Dessers is back and sticks out a long leg and hooks it away. Headed backwards, but it cannons forwards for Robeston, who's battling with Tavernier, the 19-year-old, still sticking at it, as is Tavernier, who does really well to win the ball, and then Suter with a bit of a loose clearance, but it breaks back for Raskin. That's a brilliant pass for Hadji to run onto. He's over the halfway line, Yanis Hadji. He's hunting a hat-trick. He's got Dessers in support. He gives it to Dessers. He's in the area, chops back onto the right foot. It's Cyril Dessers, blocked by Connor Randall, and out for a throw-in on this near side.
It was a lovely chop from Cyril Dessers. It opened up brilliantly for him on his right foot. You just felt as though he was going to curl it into that top left-hand corner.
Rangers work it well between Diamonde and Jefte. Jefte's chasing after it, but that one's an overhit pass from Diamonde. Can't keep it in. And goal kick, Rangers 3, Ross County 0. 4.5 minutes till the break.
Yeah, Dessers will probably be a wee bit disappointed with the eventual effort that he did have there, because he did so well to work the space, and it did open up, and you just felt as though he was going to try and curl it into that left-hand corner, but he hit it low and it was easily blocked.
Goal kick to Ross County, and you mentioned that first goal, Stephen, that Rangers haven't lost when they've scored the first goal in the Premiership.
Is that what you were going to try and get out a wee minute ago and you didn't?
I know, exactly. You're too busy blabbing. That's what you're here for, to be fair.
Correct.
Here's Igman, forward to Dessers. Clumsy touch, but it was not the easiest one to take, but County clear it on the far side.
Be a good opportunity this half-time for Philippe Clement to... He was talking about minutes for Suter. He really doesn't need Suter on the pitch at 3-0 now. 45 might do him, but an opportunity for him to give more minutes to Bailey Rice and Finlay Curtis. Youngsters that have been seen minutes recently. Perfect opportunity.
Absolutely.
Maybe even Rafael Fernandez. I mean, look at him. He might come on for Suter, actually.
Yeah, well, Philippe Clement said Suter wouldn't make it 90 minutes, given his just back from a lengthy layoff. Sliding challenge, a brilliant sliding challenge actually from Robeston, and then it's forced forward and blocked. Breaks for Chilvers in the midfield for Ross County, about 10 yards into Rangers half, but who else but Nico Raskin to rob him and
so good at it.
Take it back.
Tenacity is brilliant.
Yeah, he just pops up everywhere, including in the middle of the penalty area twice in this game for headers. Here's Suter. Passes it forward to Diamonde, who then spins it in behind for Jefte to chase. Jefte going after it. Akil Wright with a really good challenge. The defender chasing back. Important tackle. As Ross County look to limit the damage before the break. 3-0 down. Hadji. These are the games you would love as a manager, where the team's in cruise control and you don't have to use up too much energy, which Philippe Clement has stressed a lot this season. Here is Jefte, ball to the edge of the box, breaks for Dessers, strike on the left foot, that was always going off target.
Yeah, he just got underneath it. It was a difficult one to take for him on the swivel, just about 19 yards out on his left foot, just leaning back a bit, goes high over the bar.
Goal kick to Ross County. It is Rangers 3, Ross County 0 in the Scottish Premiership. 43 minutes on the clock, live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland Extra, on Sounds and online. Forward from Amissa, highlights on Sports Scene later, BBC Scotland channel. Diamonde in his own half, skips away from a couple and then has his heels clipped, goes to the turf and gets a free kick from the referee Stephen McLean. And Diamonde has become indispensable as well in that midfield with all the rotation that goes around. He's in there pretty much every game.
Yeah, well, his partnership with Raskin's become a feature of Rangers' success of late, if you like. The pair of them have been very good together.
We're going to have 1 minute added, I think, at the end of this half. Clock strikes 44 as Guman tries to gather it, breaks for Dessers into the area. Dessers pass, Hagi for the hat-trick, sliding challenge blocks, and then it ends up going past the post. And that was a moment Ianis Hagi would have dreamt of there, but it's a good block in the end, denies him.
Yeah, it was a really good block. Good work from Dessers with the wee slide rule pass inside, and just sat up nicely for Hagi just as he goes to hit it though. Was it Aki right that got the block in? I don't know, but really good block in the end, and then Hagi tries to poke it again, goes past the post. Yeah, Donkey will be just wanting this half-time whistle to sound, get his team in, and I'm pretty sure we'll see some substitutions from him at half-time as well.
Suter heads it forward, Randall sends it back, Tavernier will get there and plays it forward first time. Dessers, he's striding forward, brilliant defending from Wapata, but he couldn't control it, so he had to just knock it behind for a corner. Dessers keeps making those runs.
Yeah, it was ball in behind, a foot race, and actually Wapata showed really good pace and strength to hold him off. Just took a wee bit of a heavy touch at the end that's given away this corner.
It is Rangers 3, Ross County 0. We're into 1 added minute at the end of the first period as James Tavernier walks slowly over to take this corner kick, and Tavernier raises the right arm, ready to take. Ross County have struggled in these situations so far. Curling ball, Guman attacks it at the near post, can't get his head on it. County clear, and then there's a loose swipe from Phillips. Chilvers chases down Diamonde, but he gets it back to Jefte, the Rangers midfielder, and then Nsiala has it on the left back area. Jefte and him swap positions briefly for that corner, and now return to normal. Diamonde lets it run across his body and gives it to Nsiala. We're very close to Steve McLean's half-time whistle, and there it is. A perfect first half for Rangers, a nightmare for Ross County. Rangers 3, Ross County 0 at the break. Let's go to Fir Park for the end of the first half between Motherwell and Celtic.
Half-time whistle in Lanarkshire. Celtic have the lead, and you did fear for Motherwell when they went behind inside 50 seconds. Daizen Maeda heading a Ralston cross back across the goalkeeper into the far corner to put the champions 1-0 up, though the Steelmen found an equaliser through new signing Luke Armstrong, lashing home after good work by another of the new boys in claret and amber, Dom Thompson, down the left-hand side. And it was 1-1, though Celtic re-establishing their lead through Adam Ida's 11th goal of the season. Brilliant work on the edge of the box, down the left, and it's similar to what they were doing in Birmingham on Wednesday evening. So half-time at Fir Park is Motherwell 1, Celtic 2.
The Scottish Premiership.
From BBC Radio Scotland.
Join me, Joy Dunlop, for BBC Radio Scotland's Young Traditional Musician 2025. Hey, the dusty.
Music was just such a thing that was ingrained growing up.
As soon as I started doing that, that was like my passion.
Love it. Biggest thing in my life.
On the awards' 25th anniversary, 6 finalists perform for this prestigious title.
I think I was quite drawn to fiddle.
I just love the idea of creating music.
And that's when I realised, like, this is something that I'd really, really like to do.
The BBC Radio Scotland Young Traditional Musician 2025. Live from the City Halls in Glasgow. Today from 5. Watch on BBC Alapa. Listen on Sounds.
You're listening to Sports Sound with me, Richard Gordon. It has been a goal-laden first 45 minutes across the two matches. Motherwell 1, Celtic 2, Rangers 3, Ross County 0. That means, incidentally, we are closing in on the 7,000th goal being scored in Premiership history. At the start of play today, there had been 6,989. Kind of figured it might take until midweek before we hit the big 7,000, but it could happen this afternoon, just 5 short now after Celtic and Motherwell sharing 3 goals. And of course, Also, 3 goals on offer at Ibrox, all of them for the home side, and all described by our commentator there, Thomas Duncan.
Yeah, well, Rangers might fancy getting to that mark all by themselves here at Ibrox, Richard, because they've been utterly dominant in this first half. It's been as routine as they would have liked, and a bit of a nightmare for Ross County, who have struggled. And Yanis Hadji with 2 of the 3 goals, the first on 18 minutes. Václav Černý doing what he does best and what Ross County shouldn't have allowed him to do, which was picking the ball up on the right hand side, jinking in on that left foot, which can be so lethal. Low shot to the near post, which Amissa could only palm out to Hadji, who had the easiest of tasks to just tap in and open the scoring. 7 minutes later it was 2, and Ross County can count themselves pretty unlucky with how that one came about, and Donkey wasn't happy that a free kick was given against them on the edge of their own box. Yanis Hadji stepped up. It was a decent strike, but it took a really wicked deflection off the Ross County wall, completely wrong-footed Jordan Amissa, and spun into the net, and that was Rangers 2, Ross County 0, just 25 minutes gone. And then it was basically, you feel, game over where the third goal went in. Ross County not defending a set piece, a corner comes in, and the second smallest man on the field, Nico Raskan, popping up in the centre of the box, gets a glancing header to the back post, and John Souttar was there to mark his return with a goal, just played it high into the net, his first goal of the season. There have been other chances for Rangers, and Ross County have been a bit limp, and a team that don't really look like they come here with any real belief or intensity or sharpness about them. They have had one opportunity, which was from a set piece. It was well delivered, and Akil Wright attacked at the back post, but it was more or less straight at Jack Butland, and there was another dangerous delivery when it was goalless from Noah Chilvers, whipped in a lovely ball from the right hand side from a free kick, but no one was there to attack it. So I'm sure we'll see a few changes from Don Cowie in the second half. He'll be extremely unhappy with what he's seen, but Philippe Clement, on the other hand, will be absolutely delighted, because his side have been imperious, really. And at half-time, it is Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
Rangers have already beaten Ross County 6-0 this season. That was back in August. They also had a 6-0 win against Kilmarnock in December, and Stephen Thompson alongside Thomas there. It sounds like if they're in the moods, they could be looking at emulating that kind of winning scoreline this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been pretty much how you'd expect it to go, to be honest. 73% possession, 17 shots to 1 for Rangers. County have been really poor, in all honesty. You talk about coming here and trying to keep the score down and not conceding an early goal. The goal that they lose was such an unavoidable one. Černý cutting in on his left-hand side, which he sees happening so often. He hits the shot, the goalkeeper spills it, and then it's a tap in for Hadji, and that was pretty much game over. But then the second goal, deflected free kick, a bit unlucky with that one, and then when the third goes in, it's just curtain. So I said to Thomas during commentary, it's a really good opportunity now for Rangers. He talked about the minutes for Souttar before the game, to take him off and maybe give some of the younger players an opportunity to come on. They've been given minutes recently, Rice and Curtis. It'd be great to see them coming on, because the game's won at this stage, and being such a stickler for his minutes and things like that, Philippe Clement, I'd imagine that he might look to freshen it up. But Rangers could be one. You see often at this juncture at half-time in these types of games, when it's been so one-sided, the opposition manager might go, right, okay, we don't concede in the second half, we make changes, try and make it difficult for Rangers, and the game finishes 3-0, or you get the opposite. 12-0 in aggregate for the 3 games between the sides this season, and you wouldn't put it past Rangers going on in this second half and making it 4-5-6. So Rangers completely dominant, and not really a test, in all honesty.
A really strong first 45 minutes for Rangers then. They are heading to victory. Celtic also on course to pick up the 3 points at Fir Park. Let's, for those of you who were listening into the Rangers game, let's get Liam McLeod to sum up the first 45 minutes at Fir Park.
Yeah, it's more of a game here. At the end of the day, Motherwell very much in it, but 2-1 down at the interval, and they would have feared the worst when Daisen Maeda headed home inside the opening 50 seconds of this one, pretty much straight from centre. Celtic went up the pitch, scored, and they were 1-0 up. But Motherwell dug in, they got themselves into the match, and they found an equaliser through Luke Armstrong, who's on loan from Carlisle. He finished well. Carter Vickers thought he was fouled. The ball came in from the left from another impressive operator for Motherwell today, and another new signing in Don Thompson on the left, and he's put in some dangerous balls. He's defended Nicholas Kuhn very well too. So there have been positives for Motherwell, though Adam Ida restored the lead for Celtic just before the half-hour mark as he managed to touch it home after good build-up play for his 11th goal of the season. Maida's one took him up to 16. He's level top scorer for Celtic alongside Kuhn, but it's been a good performance by Celtic. They've seen a lot of the ball. I think Ellery Balcombe hasn't been as hard worked as Brendan Rodgers would have hoped, but Celtic do have the lead here as Motherwell try and improve on their record of just one win in 9. At half-time in Lanarkshire's Motherwell 1, Celtic 2.
Stephen Craigan and Pat Bonner are alongside Liam. I know that there had been a shout and VAR had a wee look at the Motherwell goal. I've got to say, I see nothing at all there in terms of the challenge by Armstrong and Carter Vickers. Didn't look like, I mean, there might have been contact, but didn't look to be any kind of considerable push, and it was a fine finish by Armstrong. But either side of that, those goals from Maida and Ida, and let's be honest, Pat, it could have been more than 2-1 right now, couldn't it?
Yeah, Celtic lots and lots of possession, waiting for the moment, especially penetrations come in the wide areas, particularly on the left-hand side with Maeda getting in. Obviously, the first goal came from him getting in initially, and then they kept the ball alive on the right-hand side. The surprise was it was so early in the game, and Motherwell had all their defenders in position, and Maeda then getting in at the back post from just a normal cross, but a very good header back across from the same side as the cross came from, a back across the goalkeeper. I didn't think the goalkeeper had any chance, but that then settled in. You're thinking, wow, this game, so early to go a goal behind, that Celtic are going to go on and win this game comfortably. Motherwell then got into it, worked really hard. Armstrong has worked extremely hard. I don't know how he's going to last the pace. I think he won't last the pace, but he's done a power work up, got his goal. And then again, Celtic getting themselves noses in front again down this left-hand side, waiting for the moment, and then lovely 1, 2, 3 one-time passes getting in, and then that ball from Maeda back across, almost a 4 yards out for Adam Ida to get across. So and that's been the nature of the game. Celtic won most of the possession stats, keeping the balls, especially when they got that second goal. I think then again they got back into control of the game. And forced Motherwell then to just work really hard rather than Motherwell doing too much. But they have a live wire in Armstrong, they have a live wire and Mas Onishi up front, but they need to then get closer to them, as Stephen was describing in the commentary, get closer to them and try and get those two players in positions where they can hurt Celtic. They're still in the game, 2-1, never over, especially here at Motherwell.
Yeah, Stephen, having conceded 50 seconds into the match, they would have been delighted, Motherwell, wouldn't they, to be back on level terms by the midpoint. What do they need to do better if they're to give themselves a chance in the second half?
I think try and make the game a little bit more compact. I spoke about the two centre forwards trying to press the Celtic back line. The three Motherwell midfield players are stuck in between of, do we go and back them up and try and nick the ball high, or do we look over our shoulders and look at our back five here 15 yards behind us? So there's too many gaps. Clearly Celtic have been dominant in the game. They're always going to be good with possession, but when the ball goes forward from Motherwell's point of view, or Celtic play it back to the goalkeeper, that's when you have to try and go and steal your yards. You've got to go and try and steal 10, 15 yards, make your three banks as compact as you possibly can, so when you go and press, you've got support round about behind you. But what happens is two parts of the team drop off and one part of the team steps forward, and that's exactly what Celtic want. They want the space to play in. When you play against a 3-5-2, which Motherwell are, Celtic's space and overload is in the wide areas. Tony Ralston and Greg Taylor have had a field day. No one's been able to get to them. They haven't really had to defend. They've got free time. They're playing 1-2s with Maeda on this side and Kuhn on the other side, and that's where the problem's coming from. Too many crosses coming into the box. But when the ball goes forward from Motherwell, gamble, go and commit yourself, be brave. Even at 2-1, within a minute of Celtic going 2-1 up, Mas Onishi was through with a chance to make it 2-2. So there's little glimmers of hope there. The big positive for me is they've hung it in the game at 1-0 after a minute. It's easy to feel sorry for yourself and roll over and think it's not going to be your day, but they've managed to battle their way back into the game, and the subs in the second half that Stephen Frail brings into the game are going to be crucial, because they're going to need the energy, they're going to need that threat and that dynamism to try and get them up the pitch when they can. So keep it as 2-1 as long as you possibly can and allow the manager on the side to make his influence.
I guess the problem for Motherwell partly is, Pat, they know the threat that Celtic carry, and there's yet more threat. I mean, you've got to assume that at some point we're going to see Jota coming on from the bench.
Of course, absolutely. I don't think he'll be on the bench unless he's going to put him on, at least for a cameo near the end, if he can get away with it. But I think the next goal is going to be absolutely crucial. If it goes to Celtic, I think the game's over. If Motherwell happen to get it, then the pressure comes on with a crowd behind them, Motherwell, and it'll make it very difficult for Celtic. The other thing that was very noticeable in this half is obviously Motherwell playing with, let's call it 5 at the back, the 3 centre halves up against 1 striker, and then they almost give up the midfield, because it's almost like an 8v5 in the middle of the pitch, counting the goalkeeper from Celtic's perspective, and they'll pop it around, keep moving it, and it's such hard work for that 5 then to almost cover the width of the pitch. They have to really, really be concentrated, work as a group, and any little space that opens up, Celtic exploit, because they've got those players, and then that's when Celtic come alive then in the final third, because you know, do you step out, do you help the midfield, do you stay in your position, you know, Celtic, then it becomes 2v1s down the wide areas.
It is the round of 16 in the Women's Scottish Cup. All the matches being played this afternoon. Aberdeen have beaten Hamilton by 3 goals to 0. The big game, Glasgow City edged out Celtic women by 3 goals to 2. Spartans have beaten Kilmarnock 6-0. St Johnstone were 4-2 winners against Elgin. It was Dundee United 1, Boroughmuir 3, Falkirk 0, Hearts 9, and Rangers 7, Montrose 0. One further game which will be kicking off shortly, and it's Motherwell against Bonnyrigg Rose. A reminder that Sports Scene tonight is at 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. You get full highlights from the 2 matches today, Motherwell Celtic and Rangers Ross County. And a bit of the best of the action from the 4 games yesterday in the top flight as well. Choice of listening for the second half here on Sports Sound. If you want to hear Rangers against Ross County with Thomas Duncan and Stephen Thompson, it'll be on Radio Scotland Extra, medium wave digital. Motherwell against Celtic, Liam, Stephen Cragen and Pat Bonner on BBC Sound and FM, and of course both matches live online at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland.
On digital radio,
FM,
online at BBC Sports Scotland,
your smart speaker,
and on BBC Sounds.
This is Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
There's no substitute.
Welcome back to Ibrox, where Ross County are going to make 2 changes at half-time, and Rangers are going to make 1. So Scott Allardyce, midfielder, is coming on for Ross County, as is James Brown, and you know, the right back or right wing back, and it is the one of those who's going off there, number 23 went up, so Josh Nisbet is coming off in midfield for Allardyce, and Bailey Rice is going to come on for Rangers in midfield. The teenager trots on now, and Mohamed Diamonde is the player who has not re-emerged. And I guess we mentioned, Stephen, before the break, how much he relies on Mohamed Diamonde, and that's really just protecting the player.
Loves his minutes, does Philippe Clement, so it's an opportunity to give Diamonde a rest. He's played a lot of football, and another opportunity for young Bailey Rice. I thought he did well when he came on at Old Trafford. They're in the centre of the park here now with Raskin, so it'll be good to see him.
Yeah, and Ross County look like they've gone to a back 4 perhaps, and Conor Randall's gone into midfield, which is where you would really have expected him, and he did struggle a bit on this, well, Rangers left-hand side.
Yeah, a lot of the play came down here, didn't it? Yeah. Haji and Jeffed it.
So Don Cowie has acted to sort that out, and Scott Allardyce goes into midfield, and here come Rangers with John Souttar, scorer of that 3rd goal, and he goes long looking for Dessers, looked offside, flag stays down for now, he's into the box, wide of the post, flash across, and Akio Wright turns it over his own bar. That could have gone anywhere, but the flag has belatedly gone up.
Of course it has. Yeah, he looked off when the ball went over the top through to him. He took a bit of a heavy touch wide and then flashes it across goal. Right, putting it over the top of the bar, but not have counted anyway.
Yeah, Dessers, he's made those runs all day, just driving forward, and this time just went a bit too early. I miss that. takes the free kick long with the right foot. Tavernier's underneath it and just holds Roveston so he can't get to it. Don't mean holds his jersey, just stood his ground and let it bounce out for a Rangers throw-in. Bailey Rice, good to see young players get minutes, especially Scottish ones.
Certainly is.
Our bias.
Absolutely, 100%. Need to see more of it.
Interesting as well. Obviously, he was formerly at Motherwell with Lennon Miller and then moved to Rangers, and Lennon Miller's had a lot of minutes and done so well with those minutes and really kicked on and sought after. Bailey Rice, obviously it is more difficult to get into the Rangers first team.
You would have thought so, yeah. Yeah, but I mean, he's a player a lot of people have spoken about, big potential, and really good for him to be getting game time. You know, it's sometimes difficult if you get 10 minutes at the end of a game or 5 minutes here, but to get a full half is going to really be good for his development.
Noah Chilvers is ready to take this county free kick in front of his manager Don Cowie, and I have no idea what he was doing there. That is dreadful. He's trying to chip it over the top for Roveston, but he was not on the same wavelength, so it was just you've got to put that in the box, surely.
Yeah, just go and fire it in and try and get a head on it. They were in different continents there, the two of them.
So Nolan Kenny was the other county player to go off for James Brown, who's gone to the natural right-sided defensive role, and here come Rangers down that side. And Shefty back to Hadji, who has 2 goals in field to Tavernier, controls with the right foot, slides it to Hadji on the left hand side of the box. Hadji looks up, puts it in towards Dessers, defender gets a touch, back to Hadji, then Bailey Rice, brilliant save by Amissa. Fierce strike, first time from Bailey Rice, but the goalkeeper well positioned to deal with it. Rangers still have it on this right hand side. Igman, corner of the box, Tavernier, and Tavernier is crowded out. Here's Roveston, gives it away cheaply, and now Rangers come again. Cherny onto that left foot, thinks about the shot, still has it, goes again with the left foot curler, and it's curled round the post. 3-0 it remains to Rangers.
Yeah, he just knew what he was wanting to try and do, it move inside on the left foot, and actually gets a good shot away, but just about a metre past the post. It didn't get enough curl on it, but just before that, the Bailey Rice shot, really good hit from the youngster. Smart save from Amissa as well in the goal, but the second half has started very similarly to the first.
Yeah, pattern continuing. Ross County before today kept 4 clean sheets on the road in the Premiership, which doesn't seem like a lot, but only Celtic actually have more. It's the same as Rangers, so done okay in recent times. Here's Igman driving towards the edge of the box, lays it to Cherny, working on to the left foot, good defensive tackle. Igman shot block, breaks back to him, crowded out, and Akil Wright slides in, and it's cleared towards Nsiala, and the referee blows his whistle. County with a free kick, and the pressure was.
It's just waves of attack, isn't it? You know, County, they've got the ball now here with this free kick. They'll pump it long, they'll lose it. Rangers will get possession and start another attack. I mean, it's Groundhog Day out there.
Yeah, and they don't have a huge amount of size up there, as we mentioned in the first half, to deal with these long balls, as Nico Raskin wins the header ahead of Phillips from that particular one. And now Rangers spring forward again. Igman outside of the boot, tries to drop it into the box, evaded Cherny though, and County clear to James Brown. His pocket is picked by Jefte, cross deflects behind for a Rangers corner.
Never does the simple thing, Igman, does he? He's always looking for the most difficult thing he can do, which is commendable at times, but frustrating if you're his teammate and you've got an easy pass on, he's trying the speculative all the time.
Yeah, feels very much at 22 years old like a project and a confidence player. We've seen what he could do when he can get going, unbelievable, but maybe when the confidence drops a wee bit, some of those things don't come off and it's a bit loose. He'll try and get on the score sheet here as it's swung in by Hadji, headed by Allardyce, back out to Hadji on the far side. He's going to dribble into the box. Yanis Hadji looking for a hat-trick, goes on the outside to the byline. His cross is blocked. Raskin retrieves it, passes it backwards to Tavernier. A bit of an awkward one for the Rangers captain, but he deals with it and then gets the return pass, and he's going to go from distance with a right-footed shot, and it bounces awkwardly, and then Dessers with a rebound, and John Souttar tucks it away, and John Souttar has a double on his return to the Rangers starting team. A centre-back with a striker's goal, popping up on the rebound, and the offside flag has gone up.
Well, I'll tell you who's going to be happy about that is Misa in the goal for Ross County. Tavernier hits the shot from about 20 yards. It bounces awkwardly in front of Amisa, but his handling was really poor, and it spills out to Suter, who's a tap in from a couple of yards. Goal now getting checked.
Yeah. The goal is being checked in the background. The lines are being drawn, but it was a horrible dipping shot from Tavernier. Knew exactly what he was doing as well, the way he just almost kind of knuckleballed it in. But Amisa, it looked like he had it initially, and then it was almost like he got too excited and then chucked it back out again.
For the first goal, and he wouldn't want this one to be counting.
And Suter was up there, lurking, and that goal is not going to stand. It's going to be confirmed as offside. So
you getting stuff in your ear?
Sean Suter denied.
Why am I not?
It's really loud at the moment. I don't think you want it. I don't think you want it in your ear.
I'm used to it.
Yes. Amisa goes long. So John Suter's second of the afternoon ruled out, and it remains Rangers 3, Ross County 0. And Ross County breathe a sigh of relief, but they need to tighten up in their own box, or it's not going to stay 3-0. Suter forward for Bailey Rice, the 18-year-old who's come on at half-time, kind of holding midfielder Nsiala to Raskan, back to Suter. Suter looks up, forward past to Hadji, who's dropped deep. Nsiala out to Jefte on the left-hand side, just short of halfway. Now Hadji for Suter. Suter slides it right through the heart of the two county players into space, and then there's a switch out to Jefte. Jefte for Raskan. Raskan forward to Rice and back to Nsiala, and Rangers just popping it about with ease as County have everyone back in their own half. Eagleman, pass deflected.
How many times is he going to give the ball away, Eagleman? Virtually every time he's had it, he's given it away.
Sliding challenge from Hadji prevents Robertson from breaking up the left-hand side. Throw into Ross County, but yeah, just a bit loose. And I don't know if he's maybe just a wee bit unsettled from the fact that, you know, he was leading the line and scoring goals, and then now Dessers is back in and scoring goals and kind of playing in that position.
I don't know. I just feel he just needs to be a bit tidier. Everything's World Cup Willie stuff.
You're on fire today.
Thank you.
In the Saints. Here's Eli Campbell getting ready in front of the Rangers dugout to take a throw in his own half. There's no urgency about County. I know they're 3-0 down, but it's just very...
It's so flat, honestly, Thomas. It's so flat.
It's thrown forward to Robertson, who flicks it on, but Suter deals with it comfortably, bounces for Rice, good flick from the teenager, and Raskan emerges with the ball, of course he does, and he slides the pass forward along the grass to Dessers, who's sprinting forward into the box. He's got company, takes it to the byline, strike into the side netting. Well, he finished one from that angle a few weeks ago against Fraserburgh to complete his hat-trick when you thought taking it wide, but that one going into the side net.
Well, I mean, the pass is good, his movement's good, but when he starts driving with the ball, he's taking it further and further away from goal, and the angle's getting narrower and narrower, and eventually it was just too much to ask. He's hitting it virtually on the byline by the time he takes his shot.
Amisa sends the goal kick high into the Glasgow sky, and Hadji's attempted touch is loose, and it goes out for a County throw-in on the far side. So Rangers 3-0 up, thought they'd made it 4 through John Suter after Tavernier's shot was spilled in the second half, but ruled out for offside. Hadji, and then deep in his own half, and then Nsiala gets the pass. I mean, he looks just very composed. I know he's not under a lot of pressure today, but just seems to be growing into that shirt.
Yeah, it looks good in the ball. He's not been asked to defend an awful lot.
No, certainly not. Raskan forward down the left-hand side to Hadji. Hadji into Dessers on the edge of the box. Touch is not great, and now County have it. Akil Wright taking it to the far touchline. Goes long, but it's over Phillips, who just hunches his shoulders. It's a long shift for the County forward players. As Czerny comes down the right now for Rangers. running at Roviston, gets by him, slides it, and then it's laid to Bailey Rice, edge of the box. Left footed shot deflected and spins away, and Rangers will accept the corner.
Yeah, it's good follow-up play from Bailey Rice, getting into the edge of the box. It was a lovely first-time layoff to him. He probably didn't get enough angle on it. I think the goalkeeper would have saved it anyway, but hits the defender, spins round for the corner. James Tavernier to take.
Yep, and Rangers scoring from one in the first half. Tavernier ready to take this ball, right-footed, curls to the edge of the 6-yard box. Raskin was there, headed up and away. Hadji tries to send it back forwards. County have it. Roviston loses it, slides in, and it will roll through for Jefte, the Brazilian. Another one who's become a kind of nailed-on starter in that left-back berth. No Ridvan Yilmaz in the squads today, although Philippe Clement says that's nothing to do with any rumours about his future. He's injured. Played forward for Czerny, but won't reach the Czech winger. And County will have the throw-in, and it remains Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
It's just so easy for Rangers now that they're kind of messing about a wee bit with the ball. They've got more gears to go through, but it's kind of deed the game, and you just feel it out there. The County players know it in themselves, and the Rangers players have dropped their intensity levels. It's just becoming a bit of a training match, to be honest.
Yeah, Ross County, of course, a rest week for them next week. They haven't gone out the Scottish Cup in the last round to Livingston, that dramatic game in Dingwall, 3-2 in extra time. And then they've got Motherwell away, Dundee at home, St Johnstone away, Kilmarnock at home. So
big games with the league the way it is.
Absolutely, so tight for Ross County. 5 clear of St Johnstone at the bottom, only 1 behind Dundee in 10, so they're 5 clear of St Johnstone at the bottom, and they're only 5 off the top 6. That's that's the way it is.
It is indeed.
In that region of the Premiership, really, from third down, given United were beaten yesterday by Kilmarnock as well, and the fact that Aberdeen have not won in 14 games and they're still in 4th is quite incredible.
It is.
Here's Suter. Oh, he's caught in possession by Phillips, who's done well, but Raskin's there to mop up as ever, and Rangers get out of jail. And Ciala with a lovely touch away under pressure, gets it back from Raskin, and Ibrox really approve of that bit of play from Quinton and Ciala.
Very calm, helping out his centre-half partner, Suter, who had a wee slip.
Sloppy there from Rangers. Didn't County just give it straight back in a promising position. And now Igman is heaving into the County half. Hadji edge of the box, gives it to Czerny, and it's a loose pass, but the winger keeps it in just. It's all very sloppy out there, you can understand given the state of the game, as Czerny tries to go down the byline. There's a sliding challenge from Campbell. Rangers corner.
Yeah, and I think Philippe Clement should start looking to his bench to try and bring a bit more zip to this game and energy. It's so flat.
Yeah, it is very much like both sets of players. They know what's happening here. It's almost like if you could sign for a 3-0 now, like everyone just go.
Exactly.
But on we go. Rangers with a corner. Tavernier takes it, curls it to the back post. Unconvincing header from Tompkinson, and then Czerny with the edge of the box strike, deflected. Chilvers knocks it to Campbell. Lovely little flick in his own box to evade a challenge, and then clears to the halfway line. Jefte sends it back. Scott Allardyce controls it and gives it to James Brown, who looks up. He's going to try and drop this over the top for Roviston, but it's comfortable for Jefte to leap into there and win the header. Roviston goes after it, puts the challenge in, battling with Bailey Rice, and he's come off best here. Scott Allardyce rolls it back with the studs and goes to Akil Wright. Now it's Conor Randall forward for Chilvers, and Ross County managed to string 5 or 6 passes together for the first time in what seems like an eternity, maybe only the second or third time in the game, as Chilvers jinks down the right hand side, and he's trying to go beyond 2. Ciala comes across and makes a really good challenge, but can't prevent the corner kick. As we hit the hour mark, Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
Slightly better from County, not just launching it, trying to build their way into the game. Ciala should have cleared that for a throw in, dithers on it and gives away the corner. Here comes Jordan White.
Yeah, Jordan White coming on. 4 goals in 11 appearances against Rangers in the Premiership for Ross County, which is a pretty decent record if you're a Ross County player against Rangers. He's coming on for Kieran Phillips, who has worked hard, but can't really say any more than that given the little service he's had. But Jordan White is on, and Robin Proper is going to come on, so John Suter, his minutes are being managed, and I think after this corner he is going to be withdrawn for Robin Proper. But Ross County take this corner. Noah Chilvers near post. Nsiala wins it, flicks it away, and Igman has it just outside his own box. Gives it away again to James Brown, who has space for a shot if he wants it, and he does want it, and it flashes just over Jack Butland's bar. It looked like it was always going over, but then it dipped right at the last minute.
I think it clipped the top of the net, but it was a good strike from Brown. Slack again from Igman. That's 2 games in a row he's been particularly slack, but John Suter coming off now. He's had a very, very easy afternoon. Obviously in the score sheet could have had a double if it wasn't for the offside flag.
Yep, and the warm applause you can hear is for his performance, and just really the sight to see him back on pitch. A player who, when he does get a run of games without injury, is really vital to this team and play a part for Scotland as well in this upcoming Nations League playoff and World Cup campaign as well. More importantly, as he got a big hug from his manager and a few words in his ear as he came off. And Robin Proper's first touch is to control and give it to Cherny on the right hand side. His infield ball is deflected into the path of James Brown with that long hair that flops about everywhere. Here's Jordan White, not the best first touch for the big striker as he miscontrols, and Rangers have it with Jack Butland in his own box. Rangers with Queen's Park at home in their next game in the Scottish Cup, 5th round, and they've got Hearts away in their next league game at Tynecastle, and the form Hearts are starting to show.
Yeah, that'll be a good game.
It's a big one. 6-0 thumping of Dundee at Dens yesterday, of course. Neil Critchley just quietly improving Hearts as they make a charge along with their city rivals up the Premiership table. Ross County have a free kick in the Rangers half, fairly central position, and can they get something, even an attempt on goal, something that just lifts the energy, because it's just very flat.
They're Crowther flat as well, aren't they?
But I tell you, I feel for is the, maybe smattering of Ross County fans over in the away end,
or 80 of them maybe, I don't know.
The length of the journey to see not very much from your team. Still time for that to change. Chilvers curls it in, it bounces in the box, and again it's a decent enough ball that County not attacking it, but Rangers have to turn it behind, so they'll get a corner and another chance to put it into the penalty area.
It was a good delivery from Chilvers. He's done that but again, no takers there. Try again from the corner.
He's been a good signing, Noah Chilvers.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
A couple of goals, 4 assists to his name this season. Lively player, and he places the ball on the Ibrox turf, strides back towards the advertising boards, raises the right arm, shuffle forward, delivers to the near post with the right foot, and given talked him up, it's a poor delivery to the near post and cleared by Rangers. Cherny up into the air for Igman, good touch on the turn. James Brown puts a tackle in, and another one. Bailey Rice that way, and then Tompkinson smashes it forward all the way out for a Rangers goal kick. It is Rangers 3, Ross County 0, 64 on the clock.
Yeah, I was wondering about the substitutions. Doesn't look like he's making any more imminently, but I just feel it needs a spark. You look at the bench, I suppose he's got McCausland there. Curtis, excuse me. Bayrami could come on, I suppose.
Yeah, I've really liked Finlay Curtis, and
he's looked good.
A couple of appearances he's had, just looks positive with the ball, gets forward. He's in the youth team, B team as well, like goal scoring sort of midfielder, can play out wide, so capable. Here's Wapata, plays it long. Robin Profer's underneath it. Bailey Rice wins it. Then Igman goes up, and he lands on the back of Scott Allardyce, and Ross County get a free kick. Don Cowie, hands behind his back, watching on calmly. I don't think I've ever seen him not calm, in fairness.
Nah, he's a chilled man.
Which I think, in fairness, rubs off on his team. Did well to get them out of the playoff situation.
Too chilled today.
Well, yeah, I think his players have, could do with a bit more spark this afternoon, certainly, and try and end this game on a positive note as Chilvers plays it to the edge of the box. Wapata's header, Tavernier to the edge of the air, Chilvers controls it, then it runs into Yanis Hadji, and Rangers clear, and Connor Randall has to scamper after this with Cherny going to meet him. Back to Jordan Amissa. The goalkeeper looks up on the edge of his own box, plays it long. Jordan White, already you can see the difference he makes when you're playing it up. He holds off proper and then manages to lay it off to a teammate. And then here he is in behind, left-hand side of the box, looked offside, flag down for now, heavy touch, and then his shot is
flags
to
up,
the side net, and yeah, he did look offside, and the flag is up, but yeah, Tom.
But you're right, he brings a physicality, and obviously Robin Proper isn't the most physical of centre-halves, so if you're going to be long with the ball, which predominantly Ross County have been this afternoon, then he gives you that option of securing it.
Here's Nsiala. Takes it forward under little pressure and gives it to Raskan. Raskan to Nsiala, and then to Gerfte. Back to the left centre back. Came through it. AC Milan. Never made a first team appearance, Clinton Nsiala, but a couple of roles on the bench. And starting to realise some of the potential that Rangers saw in him to make the move in the summer. As Raskan collects it on the turn, now Czerny halfway, gives it to Raskan, and Scott Allardyce is tussling where Raskan goes down on his knees and the Belgians come away with it. His ball into the box, Igman flicks it looking for Czerny, but the missile's quick of his line and takes it between the gloves, and it remains Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
Good work from Raskan again, sloppy from Igman, goes with the first time flick, should just secure the ball, take his touch. Sound like I'm having a go at him, but there's nothing else to talk about really. But he's just been slack.
In the other game, it is still Motherwell 1, Celtic 2, and John White in behind almost. Rangers let it bounce, but it was just too far ahead of the county striker. Jack Butland came to collect it at the edge of his box. Here's Raskan away from White, lays it to Proper, who fizzes diagonal, but that's yeah, tried the Hollywood pass, then he's shouting at someone else, but
yeah, that's standard. Yeah,
pretty woeful
either
pass.
That or look at the grass.
Yeah, that was a poor pass from Robin Proper, went all the way for a goal kick. And 68 played, Rangers 3, Ross County 0. Celtic still leading, so as it stands the gap will remain 10 points. Celtic will play their game in hand on Wednesday night at home to Dundee after the original fixture was called off a week past Friday in the storm damage to Celtic Park. As Motherwell still staying in that game though, unlike County here. Here is Campbell in a bit of a tough spot with Czerny putting pressure on, and then Dessers is blocking the route to his goalkeeper, so he turns and plays it up the line. Taverniers won it. Bailey Rice on the right touch line and tries to flick it forward to Czerny, but it's out for a throw-in. Yeah.
Already starting to see the odd seat appearing in the stands. I don't blame them. This second half has been turgid.
It's actually really similar to the St Johnstone game where they were 3-0 up after 25, coasting, and then second half St Johnstone actually scored in fairness, and it finished 3-1. St Johnstone played much better in the second half and Rangers knew the game was won, but it kind of feels like that at the moment. Only really the fans behind Jordan Amissa's goal, Union Bears playing the drum and singing as it's flicked into the Rangers box. Brown goes after it, cleared up to Igman, turns round, gives it to Hadji as Rangers go backwards to go forwards. Jefte finds Hadji and then back to Nsiala, left hand side of his own penalty area, and across to Robin Proper. And it's oh so easy for Rangers forwards, on course for a 4th Premiership win in a row for only the 2nd time this season, and that has kind of been their undoing in terms of the title race so far, because a Rangers team or a Celtic team, you have to be winning 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row fairly regularly. As Czerny picks up on the right hand side of the box, crosses with the left foot, overhead kick from Igman, and it's into the Copeland stand.
Well, there's ambitious and there's ambitious. You've got to, I suppose, applaud the fact that he's even tried to take it on, but I think it was Tavernier or was it Dessers was coming in behind him, had an easy volley, he goes for the overhead kick 18 yards out, and that pretty much sums up his afternoon, that effort.
Yeah, it does indeed. Rangers on course for another win at Ibrox this season. Would be win number 14 in all competitions. Only Lyon have come here and emerged victorious in this campaign.
Lyon were class that night. Really, really good.
Yeah. That's the one time in the Europa League Rangers were kind of outclassed, as you say, Tomo, as Jordan White collects back to goal and slides it on the right hand side. County playing a bit more in the Rangers half in the last sort of 5-10 minutes, but without really threatening, as Hadji takes a challenge and wins a free kick. Rangers 3, Ross County 0. Remains Motherwell 1, Celtic 2 at Fir Park. Motherwell without a manager, of course. Stevie Frail in the dugout, remaining competitive for now. Celtic still with their noses in front. Stephen McLean, the referee here at Ibrox, is having a word with Noah Chilvers for some reason unknown to us, sitting in the stand. Ross County substitutes warming up in front of us. Don Cowie perhaps going to his bench. No rain, no, and I think Lawrence and Bairami are going to come on for Rangers as the players on the pitch at the moment knock about at the back, and then Ciala decides enough is enough and looks for the ball down the side of the County defence for Hadji, but it's overhit for a miss-up. So back to looking around the touchline to see what interesting things we can pick out.
Yeah, it's been a really poor second half in terms of quality. Rangers started the second half reasonably brightly with a couple of opportunities, but since then it has been very, very boring.
White flicks on. Tavernier shepherds the ball out. Tavernier, whose last goal for Rangers came in that 3-0 win against Ross County. That was back in December, and here come the changes. So we know hat-trick for Yanis Hadji. He's coming off. Not too sure he'll be pleased with that, but that's the call the manager's made.
Yeah, he's not really been involved in this second half. Bairami coming on for him, and it's Igman coming off as well. I can understand that one.
Yeah, it's a couple of games now from Hamza Igman. Still a young player, 22 years old. Magnificent first season so far, but it's a couple of games where he's just been a bit loose, below the standards he set in the weeks before that. Tom Lawrence back for the first time since League Cup semi-final against Motherwell.
He was an important player in the early part of the season when Rangers didn't have that attacking midfield option. Obviously then injuries and whatever else, but I wonder if he can force his way back into the side.
Here come Rangers. Raskan in his own territory. Across to Robin Proper. Along the grass to Cherney on the right touchline. He's got Eli Campbell facing him up. Goes inside with a pass to Bailey Rice. Bailey Rice square for Jefte, first time to Raskan. Raskan looks up, goes to Cherney on the right corner of the box. Cherney takes it towards the byline, deflected, sits up, body's in there, but Chilvers hooks it away, only as far as Bailey Rice, who tries to send it back in the air. County deal with it, not a brilliant clearance, but miscontrolled in midfield. Rangers have it again. Raskan trying to get round Scott Allardyce, but the free kick is given. And 46,900 at Ibrox this afternoon.
Not now.
No, although there's more stayed than I would perhaps have thought, given we're at 75 minutes and the second half hasn't served up much, bar John Souttar's disallowed goal. And Ross County, it's hard to say unless they can find something in the last 15 minutes, what they take into their next game in terms of positives.
Yeah, if this second half was a fish, it'd be a flounder.
At least we've got your comedy. As Tavernier, right-footed, lovely pass across to Jefte, who's going to take it on a run over the halfway line. Stopped by James Brown. Gives it to Raskan. Raskan picks his head up, gives it to Robin Proper, who's over the halfway line, and out to Cherney on the right-hand side. Cherney, step over, goes again, deflected, and then Chilvers passes it back towards his own goal, and Cherney's picked it up just outside the box at the byline. His ball in's intercepted, half cleared to Proper, and Raskan controls, nudges it to Bailey Rice. Bailey Rice to Bayrami, and out to Jefte, in line with the edge of the box, then slides it to Bayrami in the area, can't keep it in. Has it come off a county player? It has. Corner to Rangers, 76 played on Sportsound. Rangers 3, Ross County 0.
Decent movement from Bayrami, getting to the byline. I didn't think he was going to make it there, but in the end it was turned round for a corner. Czerny's going to take it.
Yeah, you kind of know it's flat when every throw-in or every set piece, you know, players are just walking across, just kind of taking their time, and you can say that for Ross County. Ross County have been like that all game, really.
They have, yeah, absolutely.
You can see the sense in trying to disrupt Rangers' momentum early on, but perhaps not when you're 1, 2 or 3 down, as the corner comes in from Czerny, blocked by Dessers, or blocked. Dessers' shot was blocked, I should say, as penalty is given. Well, Dessers was fouled. It turns out, was it Dessers who was fouled, or is it? Yeah. The referee seemed to take a while to.
No, I didn't see anything in it. I mean, Dessers goes to hit the shot, but I didn't see a foul in it. Dessers ends up on the ground. Obviously, we've not got a monitor, so we're just kind of guessing here, but.
Don Cowie's
perplexed.
Perplexed, yes. Bemused as he remonstrates with the fourth official. I mean, we're far away, in fairness. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't see a foul. There was nothing obvious in there, but clearly Stevie McLean's seen something.
Right, well, they're checking this in the background as James Tavernier plants the ball on the spot and gets ready to take, and this penalty is going to stand, so Rangers will get the chance to make it 4-0, and I'm sure Don Cowie won't agree with that decision, but the VAR check is complete. It is a Rangers penalty, and it is James Tavernier who is stepping up, and a miss up in the goals, bouncing on the balls of his feet, shuffling about nervously. It's fairly subdued in the stadium as James Tavernier, 78 minutes, prepares to take. The referee's whistle goes. Tavernier shuffles, steps up, right-footed, sends the keeper the wrong way, tucks it in the bottom corner, and adds the gloss to a routine Rangers victory. The captain on the score sheet from the spot. It is Rangers 4, Ross County 0.
Yeah, very cool penalty from James Tavernier. I mean, it's going the wrong way. Strokes it home down to the keeper's left-hand side in the bottom corner, and at least we've got something to talk about in the second half, although we didn't actually see the incident for the penalty, but clearly VAR have looked at it and agree with Stevie McLean that it is a pen, and 4-0 to Rangers.
Yeah, James Tavernier's first goal since the 3-0 in Dingwall on the 8th of December, and just his 4th in all competitions and 3rd in the Premiership this season.
Not quite as usual.
No, not at all. Well, he got 24 last season, as Rafael Fernandez is going to come on for a Rangers debut. He's centre back on loan from Lille, option to buy him in the summer should they wish to exercise that. And Nsiala is the player to be replaced, and he gets a really nice warm ovation from the Ibrox crowd, who appreciate his composure on the ball, his forward passing. Safe to say he's not been tested too much defensively this afternoon.
Not at all, but yeah, I mean, a lot of nice touches on the ball, looked very composed. Still a young man.
Yeah. And Rafael Fernandez is on at the back alongside Robin Proper. And we'll see what he can bring to Rangers when they announce the signing. It was kind of with a view to, he's a bit of a project. He's 22 years old, not played a lot of first-team football. I think he's only made 17 senior appearances. That was for Aruca in the Portuguese top flight when he was on loan from Sporting, came through the academy there, moved to Lille, hasn't played for their first team. So I guess like Nsiala, it's a young player come through a really good academy with potential, but needs experience and minutes and coaching to try and realise that potential.
Very similar to Nsiala in many ways. I think that's the kind of pond Rangers are fishing in at the minute in terms of signings, trying to find young stars and develop them, make them better.
Yep, number 28 on, and he's playing right centre back. I think it's Proper's shifted across one, and it's headed out, that diagonal ball by Eli Campbell. Ross County desperate to be on the bus back up the road.
Yeah, all of a sudden Rangers have got an awful lot of options at centre half. You think, well, Balogun's injured, but gets to be back soon. Suter back in the fold as well.
It's a poor header from County. Desser's almost allowed to get onto it on the edge of County's box. White tries to lay it to Chilvers, but it's picked up by Rami. Now it's Proper. Pursued by Brown, but he can't stay on his feet, and Proper just brushes him off, and now here comes Jefte on the left-hand side. And it's forward for Jefte, flashed across goal, right across goal, begging to be tapped in at the back post by someone. There wasn't anyone in a blue jersey there. Václav Černy's kept that in right next to the corner flag. Brilliant work from him. Infield to Tavernier. Tavernier across to Proper, but Jordan White telegraphed the pass, couldn't get onto it, but prevented Proper from getting it. But Raskan has it now. And Rangers 81, nearly 82 played, 4-0 to the goods, coasting, cruising, all of those type of things. Celtic still 2-1 up against Motherwell at Fir Park, so the gap as it stands will remain 10, with Celtic's game in hand in midweek against Dundee. Full live commentary of that one on Sportsound on Wednesday night. And Rangers pass it about. Tom Lawrence back to Proper, then to Tavernier. Tavernier turns round, central position, goes short to Raskan. Raskan forward to Lawrence. Lawrence to Jefte and Proper. And by Rami, arrows it into the box. That's an important challenge. In the centre of the Ross County box by Kacper Łopata, as Dessers was lurking.
Fabulous ball in from Bajrami, and you're right, it was really good defending from Łopata. Last ditch stuff to get the toe on it before Dessers was going to stroke it home.
Back now with Proper, and here is Rafael Fernandez forwards for centre-back partner Robin Proper, and now Bajrami. Just the one Premiership goal this season from Nedim Bajrami against Aberdeen at Pittodrie. He's a good technical player, but I think you'd like more productivity from him.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, in terms of goals and assists, needs to up that, but you're right, technically gifted player.
Here's Bailey Rice out to Václav Černý. Černý cross in, blocked by Randall, who fell over and is now struggling with a head knock, and that's what Stephen McLean points to as he stops the play amid groans around Ibrox as the thought of this game going on even longer realises that.
Yeah, I caught it right in the face, so like Stephen McLean quick to stop the game.
Nsiala named the player of the match, sponsors player of the match in the stadium here at Ibrox.
Interesting, because he's not had a single bit of defending to do.
No,
it's not like he's been all action defensive display. Dearie me, I don't actually know who I'd give it to. I suppose Hagi scored 2 goals, but with those goals hasn't done much. Černý first half I would say was good, second half not so much. Raskan, yeah, well, he's been fine, but he's not been an outstanding performer on the pitch, so maybe Nsiala just gets it.
Yeah, it's amazing what a nice little fancy touch. As a centre-back gets you straight up the man of the match of the award. Double change coming for Ross County. Zach Ashworth, who started against Hibs last week, January edition, and Andrew McLeod, the academy player, who also played against Hibs last week. They are going to come on, but not at this juncture. We're going to play on for now. Robin Proper, diagonal bottle, and what is that? That's another howler.
That's the second one.
Yeah, that is a howler. Straight out the park from Robin Proper for the second time since coming on in the second half, and we're now going to get that double Ross County change as the fourth official juggles the boards, and George Robiston, who has had a bit of a thankless task in terms of being up the top end of the pitch for Ross County, and Andrew McLeod is on, turned 20 on Friday, the academy player, and Noah Chilvers, who has created really everything that Ross County have created just through his set-piece deliveries. And Ashworth comes on for the final few minutes, the Blackpool loanee, and Amissa plays it long. 85.5 on the clock. Rangers 4, Ross County 0 on Sportsound. Motherwell 1, Celtic 2 at Fir Park. So managerless Motherwell doing okay against the league leaders. Ross County less so against Rangers here at Ibrox. There's Rafael Fernandez, square for Robin Proper. Proper Forward to Tom Lawrence. Tom Lawrence for Proper, and Proper for Rice. Rangers in no rush, cruising. 4 to the goods. And Ross County longing for the trip up the road. A week off next week, as I mentioned, out the Cup, before Motherwell at Fir Park in a couple of weeks, which I would hope will put in a better performance in a more significant game in that sense for them.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not sure what they'll take from this, in all honesty. It'll just be a write-off job as Jeffy wins it. It's forward, it's an underhit pass, which is read by Campbell, slides and intercepts. Could he have stayed on his feet there and just taken it out of defence? Maybe been harsh, but Rangers have it again. Here's Robin Proper for Nico Raskan. Raskan switch through the air, looking for Czerny. Campbell brings it out the air on his chest. Now it's infield to Allardyce, then McLeod's touches into midfield, but Robin Proper read it, tackles him. Proper for Lawrence. Lawrence up to the edge of the box. Dessers back to goal, edge of the area, turn, shot blocked. Then Allardyce can't clear it. Tom Lawrence is in there, and the referee blows a whistle. Free kick to Ross County on the edge of their own penalty area.
I think it was for a handball. Maybe Tom Lawrence, when he was breaking through after the Dessers shot, rebounded to him. Maybe just come off his hand. Stevie McLean certainly in a better position to see it than us.
Indeed. Jordan Amissa, another goal kick. Not one of these have gone, or free kick I should say, not one of these has gone short, I don't think, all afternoon. Jordan White's underneath it, won by Fernandez though. Out for a County throw. That's kind of perhaps what they were looking for a bit more, Ross County, is try and pin Rangers in a bit, get a bit of field position, but it wasn't happening in the first half.
It's not happened at all.
Jordan White loses out to Fernandez, who gets a high five from his captain, James Tavernier, after winning that throw-in. Tavernier throws it into his own box. Jack Butland controls it. Jordan White goes across, but Butland with plenty of time to stroke it to Jefte in the left-back position. Back to Butland, who's had one save to make this afternoon, and it was a comfortable one from Akil Wright's header. Forwards by Rangers to Proper. Raskan goes across to Rafael Fernandez. Fernandez, poor pass, picked off by Allardyce. Waits for an option, finds Jordan White, holds it up well, the Ross County striker, and County managed to keep the ball by putting a few passes together. First time in a while. Kacper Łopata across to Tompkinson, centre half. Forward pass out towards the right hand side. Now it's infield to Randall, back out to Akil Wright. Now it's Allardyce in midfield. He's spotted Ashworth on the left touch line. It's a bit overhit, and Ashworth had to leap and head it to keep it in. And in fact, he hasn't kept it in. It's a throw-in, and that's poor because it was a makeable pass. And Ross County had space down this left-hand side. We're into the 90th minute at Ibrox, live on Sportsound, BBC Radio Scotland Extra. Rangers 4, Ross County 0. Been a game in complete cruise control for Rangers, who were 3 up at the break. It's a loose pass out for a throw on the far side. Those who remain at Ibrox with a slight groan, but they'll be pleased with what they've seen from their team. A routine win, as routine as they come. Haven't had to get out of second gear, and they've been probably playing in first gear in this, this second half.
100%.
And I don't know what to describe the gear of Ross County. Perhaps reverse, but flicked on by Jordan White. 4 added minutes at the end of the 90. Tavernier heads it forwards. Tavernier infield to Bailey Rice in the centre circle. Looks up, gives it short to Tom Lawrence. Lawrence back to Rafael Fernandez. Fernandez for Lawrence. Lawrence looks up, just shimmies forward, shuffles forwards, finds Czerny on the right hand side. Infield to Tavernier. His switch is intercepted by Brown, who cushions it to McLeod. Now Randall back to Łopata, centre back, chips it out to Akil Wright, who tried to be too clever there and ended up not getting anything on it, and it sails out for a throw into Rangers on the far side. throw in short, and now Raskin has it on the halfway line. 2 for Hadji, 1 for Suter, 1 for Tavernier from the spot. Those the scorers for Rangers, who lead by 4 goals to 0. Has played 91 of 94 at Ibrox. Little flick round the corner from Dessers, doesn't find a teammate, and Randall lashes it up the right hand side. County win it. Brown done really well to move away, and then outside the boot pass doesn't find Ashworth, and it's Rangers who have it once more. Jeff Day lays it to Lawrence, who passes it down the left as Bayrami comes in field. Bayrami nudges it to Bailey Rice, across to Tavernier, Tavernier to Czerny, Czerny, now Raskan. Raskan gets the return ball from Rice. Bayrami, Raskan proper. Out to Jefte on the left hand side. 2 minutes left of the 4 added. Dessers loses out on the edge of the box, and Jordan White wins a free kick. And this game is petering out.
Yes, it's been petering out for quite a while. I mean, I suppose the one thing for Ross County is they've only conceded 1 goal in this second half. 3-0 at half time, the game could run away from you and you could end up taking a bit of a hiding. 4-0 is bad enough, but a bit of that's to do with Rangers in this second half, and I don't think Philippe Clement's going to be overly impressed with the second half, because it's as much as it's been flat from Ross County, from Rangers' point of view, they've just been coasting through this second half, and he'll want more from his side.
Tavernier lets that run out for a Rangers goal kick. We're approaching the final minute at Ibrox. Ross County are going to stay 11, 5 clear of St Johnstone at the bottom, and Celtic have just wrapped up the win as Jota has scored on his return to make it 3-1 in stoppage time to Celtic, so the gap is going to stay 10 at the top of the Premiership between Celtic, the leaders, and Rangers, who are winning 4-0 here at Ibrox. Here's Bailey Rice, Tom Lawrence rather, in the centre circle. And it's Robin Proper. Out to Jefte, up the line for Bayrami. Bayrami, his ball infield is deflected off a Ross County head and bounces away down the sideline. And has it gone for a throw-in? Yeah, it has. And I think this will be the last play of this match, as it's thrown backwards to Jefte. Jefte for Proper. Proper in field, and Proper passes it square for Fernandez, and the full-time whistle goes. It is a completely routine win for Rangers, as routine as you are likely to find. They were 3-0 up by the 36th minute. Yanis Hadji got the first goal, tapped in after Czerny's shot was saved. 7 minutes later, it was to Hadji, deflected free kick. Suter made it 3 at the back post, and in the second half, Suter had 1 disallowed for offside before James Tavernier wrapped it up from the spot. A completely easy win for Rangers. 4 goals, a satisfying performance for them. Ross County didn't really fire a shot. Full time at Ibrox, it finished Rangers 4, Ross County 0.
Football from